first, yeah, it's a great idea to put in mute, but if I can see your face or your camera, it's even better. So it's not better to see faces than black screen, if you can. Hi, so I'm Noam. I'm super happy to talk about Airtable today. That's what I do every day, but not in front of so many people in the same time. So I'm pleased. A few words about who I am. So I'm a Airtable consultant. I'm doing consulting for companies, startups, entrepreneurs, helping companies to build their own tool using Airtable, and also with Zapier, which is another tool. I've been doing that for 4 years today. And before that, I was working in many tech companies as a customer success manager, product specialist, and so on. And I am an information system engineer. Today, I'm doing consulting, and I'm also teaching Airtable, and I'm also doing a few talks as I do today. So enough about me. Let's switch to the presentation. So first, I want to introduce first what is Airtable. Okay, so I guess that many of you never heard about Airtable, maybe heard about it, but never used it. So I want to take a few minutes to explain what it is and what we can do with it. And then I will switch to a demo when I will try in front of you to create a CRM with Airtable. Okay, that's the goal. And of course, I will leave some time for the question at the end. Okay. So what is Airtable and why are we speaking about Airtable today? Okay, so to explain what is Airtable, first, it's not super easy to explain what is Airtable because it's a new creature in the landscape of tools that we use today. So I use a model named the iceberg model. Basically, I compare Airtable to an iceberg. Why an iceberg? Because what you can see, Airtable, it's only the tip of the iceberg. It's only the visible part of the iceberg. Okay, the power of Airtable is it's under the water. Okay, so if you open Airtable, the first thing that you are going to notice is that it's really look like a modern spreadsheet with very nice colors. If you can, thank you. It looks like a very nice spreadsheet with a lot of colors, and which is the case, basically. When you open Airtable, basically, you notice that it's a super spreadsheet, which is basically cloud. It's mobile. It's collaborative. You see that it's super user-friendly, super easy to use. You can use rich content, put rich content like images and PDF and so on. And it has structured data. We will talk about it later on, meaning that each column basically has a specific type. We will see that later. But if you go above that, if you go a bit beyond, if you start using Airtable, you notice that it's also a relational database, okay? And the fact it's a database is going to give you way more power than a regular spreadsheet, okay? A relational database will mean that basically you can store your data in different tables, okay? And then you can also link the different record from your table between them, okay? And then create a super powerful system. For example, here, you can, for example, create clients in one table, link to the client, link the orders, see all the orders that the client has passed, and then link also the product to the orders. So everything is related. And when you update something, for example, I'm going to update the name of the product, then the information propagate over the whole system. And that's where it becomes very interesting. We will see a few examples during the demo. And the last step of the iceberg is the most, big, is basically the platform, okay? So the platform meaning that after you put your data in your base, after you created your tables, create a relational database, then you can do a lot of things like apps, do automation API. Let's talk about each type of thing, very quickly. So the first is apps. Basically, you have a Airtable marketplace, meaning you can use a lot of apps and plug them in one click into your base and add more and more functionality. Most of the apps that you can see are created by Airtables, but now today everyone can build and develop its own custom apps and publish it to the marketplace. Okay, so the Airtable ecosystem is really growing. Okay. Also, you have the ability to create custom automation. Okay, for example, I can say when I change a record, maybe send a Slack to my team. Okay, so of course it's not as powerful as the automation tool like Zapier and Integromat and the other tools, but it's powerful enough to build very good automated workflow in your base without going out of your Airtable base. And the last thing I want to speak about is basically the ability to connect Airtable to Zapier. And then you can, you don't have to use Airtable as a standalone app. You can connect it to more than 3,000 applications using Zapier, meaning you don't have to do any code to connect Airtable to your apps. So that's really something powerful. So to finalize this presentation, if I could describe what is Airtable in one picture, that would be that. Okay. The question is now basically what you can do with Airtable. Okay. I will take a look. I will just close that presentation, and now I will move to the Airtable website. And in Airtable, you see Airtable gives us a lot of templates that you can use. So you don't have to create your Airtable base from scratch. You can use templates. And then the templates give you lots of examples of the type of tools that you can create using Airtable, okay? So if there is something that you want to do, for example, a content calendar, if you click on it, you can basically see a description, and then you see here you can see the template and use it. Okay, you can open it and use it. Okay, that's how an Airtable base look like. Okay, and you can copy that and start from this template. That's really the beauty of it. So the question is, okay, what we can do, but you can see we can do a lot of things. So a more relevant question, I think, would be what you cannot do with Airtable, okay? And currently, as we speak, the only thing that really you cannot do is basically to create a custom interface on Airtable. What you can see in the template list that basically all the templates kind of look like each other, meaning they are really similar, meaning that the custom interface at this stage, it's not customizable for now, because I know Airtable is working on something, and we might see a lot of things new in the coming months. But if you want to do something today, you have the ability, because Airtable is open as a strong API, and we have Airtable as a growing ecosystem. There is a few tools that you can connect to Airtable and create a custom interface on it. And I just wanted to show you that before moving to the demo. So one of the tools that do that is Stacker, for example. So Stacker is something that you can connect to your Airtable base and create a custom interface on top. That's one of the examples of a tool like that. Another tool is Softer. Okay, maybe we can put the link at the end. So now, enough of theory and discussion. Let's try to play around with Airtable and try to build something with it, and you will see how to do it. So I'm going to switch now to an Airtable base, okay? To save time, I didn't start from scratch, okay? I created a first table here with a very simple list of contacts, okay? Let's assume I have a small business Okay, I have a startup selling, you know, some products, some furnitures, and I want to use Airtable as my CRM. Okay. So first, I'm going to create a table that's like a sheet in a spreadsheet, and then a simple list of contacts with emails. And I also created a column which indicates the stage of the contact. Is it a lead? Is it a prospect? Is it a client? Okay. So before I go further, notice that each column has a different type. For example, here, okay, it's an email type. So if I click here, I will see that I have a lot of options of field types, meaning I can select from. Okay. And this is super important. This is a big difference between Airtable on the regular spreadsheet, okay? Because when you select the field type, basically Airtable knows what you mean, okay? Airtable will know what the type of the data that is populated. This way, Airtable can present and display the data very differently using views. I will give you an example. For example, if I click here, what I see here is a grid view. You see like a grid, like a sheet. But for example, I could say, I want to see the data as a Kanban, for example. So if I click here, okay, I will select the stage, okay? And then, for example, I see exactly my data, but as a form of the Kanban. And for example, if this guy just bought from me a new, just pass an order, I can move it.
Sorry, Noam.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just me, but your micro don't work very well.
Okay.
So maybe, okay, it's the same for, okay. Yes, I think there's a problem with your micro.
Okay, is it better right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So, so for example, I can move and use a different views to work on my data, and that's something very, very powerful already. Okay. So if I now go back to the grid view. So now, for example, if I start working on my data, I need to, for example, if someone pass an order, I need to update the stage from lead to client manually. Okay. Of course, that's a very basic way to use Airtable. And of course, if we want a CRM, we want something more powerful, right? So now we can move from the spreadsheet use to a database-like use of Airtable. So how to do that? I'm going to create a new table and link them together. For example, what I can do is, for example, create a new table, which is, for example, to put my orders, right? I'm going to put my orders here. You know, I just created a table in one click, right? Super easy. And I have a blank table. I have three empty fields, 3 empty records that Airtable created for me. I can delete them, super easy, right? And I'm going to create the different fields that I need, okay? It's super easy, as you can see. For example, we can say, what is the date of the order? We can say, okay, yes, use a date field. It can be today, okay? And I can create, for example, product, the name of the product that that has been ordered, for example, a shelf, okay? And then here, that's what we call, you see a separation, like a divider between this column and the rest. It's because the first column is what we call the primary key. So if you guys are a bit familiar with database, most of us are not. And it's okay. Until now, database was something for the, for the geeks and developer. And today with Airtables, you need more and more to understand what is database, but it's not so complicated. So this key is going to help us identify the record, and we should put something unique. Okay, the difference between the specificity of a tables in a database is that each record should be unique. Basically, here, each record should represent one contact. We should not have two records with the same contact, with the same person. That's the goal of a database. We will see that in a few minutes, why it is important. So for example, here, I put the, for example, the order ID, okay? That's going to be my identifier for my record. So for example, I would say 1. Let's put just 3 orders, okay? With different date, okay? And, okay, with the name of the product. Now, what I want to do is basically, I want to know which contact has placed the order, okay? So how can I do that? I'm going to link the orders to the person, okay? So how to do that? So there is a very specific field type named link to another record. Basically, it means that I'm going to link this record, okay, to another table in my base, which is the contact base, okay? And Airtable asks me if I want to link to multiple records, and I will say no for now. I will assume that basically an order can be passed only by one client, no more than one. Then that's it. I created this special field. And why it is special? Because if I click here, I won't be able to write anything. I will have a plus. And if I click on this plus, I get a pop-up with a list of records. And all these records basically are coming from the contact table, right? So I can select the right person, for example, this one. And this is going to be the client that has passed the order. What it's interesting is now, if I go back to my contact table, okay, you see, this column was not there before. It was created automatically by Airtable. Basically, I have kind of a symmetry, okay? When I create a link from orders to contact, automatically Airtable create a symmetric link, okay? So now I can do exactly the same thing. For example, if I know that this guy has passed the order to, if I click on the plus, I will see, sorry, okay? I see the list of orders. I can select the order number 2, and then I link this guy to the order. And I go back, and the client is also linked. Okay, so I will pick another one. So now I know that these 3 guys have passed orders, okay? Note that technically I can also link multiple orders to the same person if I want, okay? So that's the power of a relational database. And why is it important? Because now if I want, I see only the order ID, but let's assume I want to display the name of the product that the person has bought. I can super easily do that, okay? Product order, and I can use another field type, which is the lookup. And I can see on the orders, display the product that is linked to that order, okay? So basically, this is coming from the order table, meaning that, let's assume that I want to change the name of the product I decided, okay? If I want to call that, I don't know, test, okay? Then I change the information. I have to change the information only in one place. I don't have to go to contact and change it, because if I go to contact, the name is automatically updated by Airtable, okay? That's basically the power of a relational database. Basically, I have to update the information in one place only. And because I created the links between the records properly, then when I change something in one place, the information propagates over my whole system, right? And then it reduces considerably the potential of error, of mistakes, of corrupted data, okay? And that's going to give you a lot of power. And basically, it's how you create a fully customized CRM for your business. Okay. I see many eyes, maybe some question. Keep them a few minutes, and then at the end I will answer. Okay. We have maybe a 15-minute left. I will continue a bit and take the question. Okay. Now, what I can show you. Let's go back to contact. Now, there's something more interesting because I can, for example, display the information very differently. For example, I can group my contacts by stage. Okay, that's something very nice. I can see in one click who are my leads, who are my prospects, who are my clients, right? But now, as we said, the stage for now, it's something that we need to update manually. But because now we have a link to orders, okay, I can super easily, okay, see who passed the orders and who did not. So I can group not by stage, but by product order, for example, or by order. Okay. Okay. Another thing that I can do is basically I can create an automation that as soon as a client has passed an order, I want automatically to update the stage to be client, because if someone has bought something from me, automatically it's moved to the client stage. So how can I do that? I can use automation. So automation is very, it's hidden here. But if you click on it, you have suddenly a full platform to create automation. Okay. So I can create a custom automation. For example, I can say, if I select a trigger type, which is, what is the trigger? Okay. So for example, I can say when a record created, that could be my trigger. And when a record created in orders, okay, I do the test and then put an action. What would be the action? I can say, for example, update record would be my action, and the table would be contact, okay? And then I need to say, okay, which contact I need to update. I'm going to select the first step and select the client link to the order. So here I have the ID of the client. It's a bit tricky, right? I'm going to, just to show you if you are stuck, no, just see so I select the record ID, I select the stage, okay? And I will write client. So basically, anytime we have a new record in orders linked to a client, then I'm going to update the related contact stage to become client. So if I click on run test, okay, we don't see that because it was already client. But for example, here, order number 2, for example, it's here. So here, for example, it was a lead. If I do test again, you see automatically the stage was updated to client. Okay. So you can then finish your automation, switch it on, and that's it. Now it's working. Okay. Meaning that if I had a new one, okay, and I select, for example, a contact, for example, this one, which is a lead, okay, and I link it to René, and if I go back, if the automation is on, it should update to client. I don't know what didn't work. Okay, it didn't work because I linked to the client. I linked that to the client after I created the record. So I can, for example, change that to be, for example, when a record match condition and not when the record is created. I can say when the client is not empty, for example. Okay, and then it's going to work. Let's say I'm duplicate this one. Okay, this time it works, okay? I don't want to spend too much time on the automation. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what is possible to do. But basically you can, do so many things, send Slack, send emails, send notification. The limit is very, you don't have any limit because you can even run script. You are even able to write JavaScript inside your system if nothing fits your need. Okay. I'm going to move to, I want to show you first a few examples of apps, and then I'll move back to building the CRM. So apps is also something very nice that I show you in the presentation. I can in one click add an app. For example, let's say a chart, for example. I click on add an app. Okay, and then I can create a simple dashboard. Okay, for example, my contact, and I can see all my contacts, the number of contacts by stage, how many clients, how many prospects, how many leads. Okay, and I did that in 2 clicks. Okay, just to give you an idea how simple it is to use the apps and connect it to your base. Okay, so that's one example. If at the end you want more example of apps, I can do that. I will give you a time to ask that in the last 20 minutes. I will put automation and apps aside for now. I just want to give you a last example of what we can do with Airtable. So let's assume now you see that the product field in orders it's a simple text, right? But if we want to go further, the idea would be basically to know, for example, if I want to know how many sales I made with a specific product, it's not easy to see this information. If I want to have structured data, the best would be to create a table actually for the product. So let's try to do that. Okay, and let's create another table name product. Okay, and now let's assume I have 5 here orders. Okay, let's say let's change it back to what it was, and then let's put it here. So we have 3 orders for this product and 2 other orders. Okay, let's connect it to one. Okay, now what I want basically is now to link the orders as we saw in the presentation, to link orders to a product. I want to know which product is my best seller, for example. So I have product. I can do that. What I can do is basically customize the field type. And you see the field type is single line text. Basically, it's a simple text. I'm going to do something that only Airtable can do. I'm going to change the type to be a link to product. Okay. I'm going to click on save. And what happened? You see the text changed to become with a blue background. What does that mean? It means that it's exactly as client, meaning it's not a single text anymore. This cell contains a link to another record from the product table. Okay, it's way more powerful, meaning that if I click on that, right, I can open the record as a profile like this and see all the information, not of my orders, but from my product. Okay. If I want to open my order as an expanded view, I can click here, and then I can see my order as an expanded view. Okay, which is nice also. You can also see the activity, meaning you can see everything that happened on this record over the past year. Okay, which is super important to have. If someone changed something and you don't know why it's changed, you can go there and see exactly who edited the field. So that's something also very powerful. Now, okay, we change the link, we change the product to a link to product. And now if I go to product, magic, Airtable created 3 products for me. Okay, why it did that? Because Airtable basically Airtable was designed to basically for humans. Airtable is a database, but for humans. It understands what you want to do. So if I change this column to a link to product, he understands that everything that is here is basically a product. So he looked for the product in the list. Airtable noticed that no record was created. Then he created the record for you. Okay? When you understand that, you can create a lot of things very fast because Airtable do the work for you. You don't have to do that. Okay? So for example, if I create a new order, for example, okay, I can now select the product that has been created, select the client that passed the order, put an ID here, and that's it. Now I see the orders updated with the list of orders. I can count the number of orders passed for each product, okay? And now I can see my bestseller. My bestseller is definitely my library because I can sort by count, okay, the other way around. And now I have my bestseller. I know that's my bestseller product. Maybe I should invest more in that product. That's one example. Okay, so now we have a nice base with a contact, orders, product. And then you can move on and move on and move on. Okay, if you want to add maybe payments, you can add payments. You can add basically anything that you can imagine and exactly what you need. Okay, that's that's really the power. Okay, so I will take 5 more minutes and then I will give time for questions so I can understand from you which thing you want me to develop. Maybe a last thing I want to show you. Of course, you saw me do a lot of things manually, but for example, as you know, as you understand, Airtable, you can build automation, meaning that this order table can be fed by an external system. That's one example. For example, if you use something, a Shopify or any website where you collect the orders, okay, this record can be created automatically using Zapier. Okay, let's do a short. Let's do a small diagram of what you can do. Let's assume, as you are all entrepreneurs, okay, let's assume you have a website. Okay, basically you can put a form, okay, an order form, right? And when someone click on the buy button, sorry, okay, all the information can go directly to your Airtable base, right? And then you can, you have 3 tables, right? And it can go directly to your orders table, okay? And then it creates a new record, right? And this record with an automation can be automatically linked to the right product, okay? And to the right client using a very smart automation, right? So basically you can automate, build dual CRM, but also link it to your existing tools, okay? If you want also, if the client is new, you can say, okay, if the client is a new client, someone that was not in the database before, Airtable can create automatically this new client, okay? And then when this client is created in your Airtable base,
you can move even further. You can say, okay, this one is this guy, this contact is a new one. I want to also to make sure he's part of my mailing list so I can send him, campaign. So also with an automation, you can send back the information to your mailing system. For example, I don't know, could be, for example, MailChimp. I don't know. This record, go here and go as a new contact in your MailChimp campaign, in your MailChimp contact list. So basically, Airtable can be basically more than just a spreadsheet, a database, or even a platform, okay? It can help you and companies and startups or any organization to have something super important that most of organizations can have a hard time getting. So the most challenge for most organizations today is all the organizations have a lot of information in all over the place. Okay, we have information on the website, information on in your spreadsheet, all over the place. Okay, what you can reach with Airtable is basically what we call the single source of truth. Basically, you can continue having multiple tools, right? Airtable is not going to replace all your tools, okay? But with Airtable, you can have one place when you know that you have the truth, you have the data you can really rely on for your business. You want to know the contact, if he has placed an order or not. You don't have to go to your website back office. You don't have to go to your MailChimp or anything. You go to your Airtable base because you have built the things to make sure that Airtable basically is where the information, the most updated relation, the most updated data is, right? So that's really what we can reach with Airtable. And when you create something like this, well done, okay, you can possibly save a lot of time, a lot of manual work, a lot of headache especially when you create your company. And that's something Airtable gives you Airtable, okay? Of course, Airtable, as you can see, super easy to use, a few clicks. But when you want to create something more structured, more scalable, and with smart automation, is something you need to learn a bit, okay? It requires some knowledge, okay? And that's why I invest more and more of my time into teaching. And I will finish by these few words, and I will let you ask questions. I strongly believe, and I'm sure you notice, we are getting to the end of the spreadsheet era, I want to call it. For more than 30 years, everyone was using spreadsheet for everything, okay? Basically, the spreadsheet was used basically for, financial calculation. But now, but for many years, because we didn't have a good alternative, we all use spreadsheets for anything, okay? To do something like this, to manage contact, to manage orders. Today, we have the alternative. We have many tools on the market. And I strongly believe that Airtable is the leader of this new category of tools that's going to replace the spreadsheet. But all these tools are going to be database oriented, like Airtable, okay? And you see already many Airtable-like popping up. And I think as a professional, especially as an entrepreneur, you need to get prepared to this transition from using a spreadsheet to be able to use a tool like Airtable and to be able to create something of your own. It's a great power to be able to create your own tools and not having to rely on, comparing all the tools on the market. You just create your own tool. And that's what Airtable give you the ability to do, okay? So I strongly believe it's important to learn Airtable, and I would be happy to help you with that. That's why I created a bootcamp to do that. But you will see information maybe later on using the link. And now I want to give you some time for question. So don't hesitate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the presentation and for the nice drawing. I think there's a lot of creation. I saw that Sorab asked some creation. Maybe Sorab, you want to turn on your micro?
Yes. Hello, Noam. Thank you for the great presentation. Well, actually, I have a couple of questions, but I'll ask you only two and leave some time for the mates. First of all, can you tell us more about the licensing model? And the second point, you know, the main purpose of CRM is to duplicate the real life sales life to the system. So you showed us, I mean, the different sales steps. Can we go further than that? For instance, give you an example. I've sold the product, then I requested the feedback from the client and he's happy. Can I add such column? I mean, the client was happy so that I can upsell next time. I mean, the sales guys in general would prefer to call and upsell to a happy customer than someone who is not happy. I have other questions, but I prefer to leave time to the mates.
Okay, I will try to answer as quickly as possible to give more time because that's an excellent question. Just regarding the pricing, you have we have a free plan with Airtable, very generous, where we can use a lot of things. But then you can switch to $20 per collaborator per workspace to have basically to use apps, to be able to use more automation and so on and so forth. I will let you check out the pricing by yourself, but basically we are speaking about $20 per license, which is really, really low compared to, you know, business apps, other business apps in the market.
Yes,
okay?
It is, I confirm.
Okay, if I go back to your excellent question, okay, let's assume I want to collect feedback. Super easy. I can create another table, create feedbacks, okay? Feedbacks, okay? And then I can create, Airtable give you the ability to create forms, okay? That could be a form, okay? Feedback form, okay? The client can put his name, put the feedback, and click on submit, okay? So here it doesn't work because it's an editor, but if I click on open form, basically in one click, I was able to create a form, a live form that anyone can access. And then the contact can put his name, his feedback, and click on submit. And here, if I go, I get the feedback here, okay? You can do even a rating like this, okay? The person can put stars like this, okay? This form can even be embedded into your website if you would like. You see? You can embed that into your website. And then you can also link this form to a specific product. So when someone will go and click on give feedback, it's going to open the feedback form, but the form is going to be linked to a specific product. Okay, if I go link to another record to a product, okay, this can be linked to a specific product, okay, and then when I go to the product, I can display for each one of the product the rating that he got, okay, feedback, and I can display the rating, for example. He got a 5, for example, okay, so that was in a nutshell what you can do. Okay, so the form gives you a lot of power, meaning that you are able to collect information from your user. Okay, that's one example. I hope I answered the question. I have more example
Awesome, awesome. That's really nice. I like it, and yeah, it shows that it's really an iceberg.
And then if you're going to go further, you can also connect an external form to Airtable as well, right? You can go, you know, it's not really beautiful. So if you want something like type form, you can use a type form, okay, and send the information directly to Airtable using Zapier. That's something you can do, and it's quite easy actually to do.
Thank you, Noam.
Another question.
There is a question in the chat. I don't know if you can see the chat.
Yes. Well, oh, lots of chat. I haven't noticed. Can we? Oh, many questions. Okay, I will try to go on one by one. Okay, I will go from the last. Sorry, it's not fair, but sorry. Can we customize the form interface? Yes. Okay, the form can be customized, meaning you can decide to, for example, if I want to add more field, I can just drag and drop, so super easy, right? But it's kind of limited in terms of layout and look and feel. Like you cannot like put colors and so on. You can put a logo on a cover image, but that's basically it. If you want something more powerful, more customizable, you can use Typeform, JotForm, and so on. Okay, and it's super easy to connect them to Airtable, as I said. Okay, licensing. I think I already answered about licensing. Seems to be rather expensive compared to MS Office. I don't know about that. I'll leave you to check. What is the difference with Notion? Okay, I think it's not very different because Airtable is purely, I think, a database. Like it's for you. It's to build. It's really a platform. When I think Notion, I'm not an expert in Notion, but it looks like Notion is more about creating your documentation with rich features. Okay. I don't think you cannot create a real powerful CRM with Notion. I don't think so. With Airtable, you can. Okay. Airtable is more compared to a new version of Salesforce, if you heard about Salesforce. Okay. The CEO of Airtable was previously product manager at Salesforce when he started to create Airtable. So he wanted to create basically a Salesforce, but a bottom-up tool, what we call basically something that anyone can use and not something that only management can decide and give to the employee. That's basically the idea. Can we also interface Airtable with any ERP account, logistic? Yes, definitely. Airtable has an API, and also you can use Zapier. If it's connected to Zapier, you can use Zapier. If not, you can use the API. The API is super well documented if you are familiar with APIs. Can we automate emails such as in other type of CRM? Yeah, definitely no automation. If you noticed, I'm able to add another action, and one of the action is send email. So I can say, for example, if I get a new order, send email to the team saying, hey, new orders, right? And you can use the send email from Airtable, but you can also connect your own Gmail account, right? So it's going to be sent to the people exactly as if you were sending that from your Gmail account, which is super nice. If you do send email here, it's going to be like Airtable branded. That's only fun. But here you can put the message here, put a lot of markdown, and even display information from your Airtable in the form of a grid, of a list. It's super powerful. OVH. I'm not sure you can connect. It's only Gmail and or Airtable or Gmail. I don't think you can connect another thing. But I think if you use Airtable, you can. For example, you can say in Zapier saying when a new record is created. Then in Zapier, I don't know if OVH works, but you can connect your Microsoft or anything you want that works with Zapier. Do I continue over the chat or?
I don't know if someone wants to turn on its micro.
Can we export, an interesting one, can we export a database of another CRM tool to Airtable? Yeah, basically Airtable has made as easy as possible to do that. So when you create a table, you don't have to create an empty table. You can import directly a CSV file, for example, or directly connect your Google Sheet and so on. And you can also contact many, you can take the information from many sources, right? But anyway, it's super easy to move a CSV to Airtable, like it's 2 clicks, super easy. Licensing model I already answered. So I think I answered everyone. Can we create different accounts for different activities? And Airtable versus HubSpot. Okay, so can we create different accounts? I don't think you need, because of course you can create multiple accounts for free. But the idea is to be, I think the more convenient way would be to create one base for any activity. And you can create an unlimited number of bases in your account, like my account where there is like thousands of bases, right? I don't even know where is my demo now. Creative, okay, this one. Okay, Airtable versus HubSpot. Okay, again, I'm not an expert in HubSpot. Difficult today to be expert in all the tools. The tool that's so much powerful right now. HubSpot, I heard about a lot of things about HubSpot, very positive. I think the main difference between Airtable and all the other type of classic tool is really, really the ability to create your own, right? I don't think HubSpot is as flexible as Airtable. So if you have the ability, the time and knowledge to build something on your own, I think you will be more happy to create something with Airtable. Of course, there's a few things that, Airtable is not a good fit. For example, if you want to launch campaign, I don't think Airtable is the best place to send campaign. There is an app named SendGrid. When it connects to your SendGrid account, which is a mailing account. You can send campaign directly from your Airtable account. But if, for example, you use MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and so on, then you have to connect your Airtable to your ActiveCampaign and use ActiveCampaign to basically send mass email. I don't think Airtable is a good fit. Like it's not the purpose, right? But again, Airtable I don't think Airtable is a good way to replace tool. Airtable is more about, like as I said, to have a source when all the information from the different systems are collected in one place. And where you can create dashboard, you can basically make decision based on the data on your Airtable. I think it's more the goal, okay, of Airtable. Export to CSV, yes, definitely. You want to export to, if I click here, I just do like this. Download CSV, one click, and that's it. I downloaded all the information to CSV. So that's no brainer. Okay, a last question about pricing. Yes, so in the pricing, the free is limited to 1,200 records per base. And a record, a record is one line. A record is one line. Okay, so for example, here I used like 17 records plus 6. Like you combine all the records you have in all your tables, you get a total, and the total should be under 1,200 if you want to use the free version. Otherwise, you need to upgrade to the pro version. Okay, and in the pro version, you have this one. You have 50,000 records per base. Okay, it's a lot, but also it's not a lot. Like if you use Airtable extensively to manage more data, you can reach the limit quite easily. So keep that in mind. But if you are under 1,000 contacts, you can use Airtable for free, right? So that's very nice. That's very nice. Okay, do I have more questions? We have, I think, 2 minutes left. Maybe we can pick a last one before we conclude. Let's see in the chat if we have more questions.
I think you answer everybody.
I have a last one, Noam, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Can we migrate from another tool to Airtable?
sorry, can you migrate?
Yeah, from another CRM to Airtable.
Yes. The simplest way would be to work with CSV file. Basically, you can export your CSV file from your legacy system and import the CSV to Airtable. It's quite easy to do. You just need to make sure that the data goes to the right place inside your table. That's the only thing you need to make sure of. But the process of importing a CSV is super, super, super easy. You even have an app named CSV import. And it's very nice because CSV, like if you already have data inside the base, it makes sure it doesn't override the existing data. So I will let you watch the video here. It's super easy and it's free. Like it's part of your plan, of course. Can you link Airtable to Google Drive or Dropbox? Yes, definitely. I think that's going to be the last one. I think Alizé want to conclude. If I do, for example, an attachment like this, okay, I can add here, I can upload file as you saw, but I can also link my Google Drive, okay? So I can pick some object, some document from my Google Drive and display it in my Airtable. Okay, that's definitely possible. Okay, or you can even like do something like, no, I want to say dog. Never mind. I think we can conclude, or I don't know.
Yes, we can conclude. There's one last question from
Yes,
Michael.
yeah.
I know that he has question about Airtable, so if you can
data
answer.
security. That's the big question. So, okay, especially for the French, yeah, definitely. I think again, I'm not an expert in security, but I think the data is hosted in the US, as far as I know. But Airtable has the highest level of security available in the market, which is a SOC 2. Okay, so it's the same level of security as Salesforce and the big software used by the big companies. So at this level, I think the security is maximal. Okay, but of course, for some French people that are not comfortable with the fact that the data is hosted in the US, of course, that can be a bit limited. That can be limiting, of course. Like you cannot make sure that the data is hosted locally. Okay, that's definitely not possible. Airtable is a cloud tool, and you can do backups, of course, but you cannot host the data locally, unfortunately.
Thank you very much, Noam. It was very clear, very interesting. I hope it was clear for everyone. And don't worry, I registered the workshop. So if you want to see it again.
Yeah, sure. I can also put my email. I will give my details to Alizé if you want to write me